Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello, what's up you guys? How are we all doing today? Are we all having a lovely good time? I hope so. We are going to be watching a best out of 9. And we're going to be starting pretty soon here. We're just waiting for one of the players. So good. Apparently he had a big Windows update. And, well, those are important after all. And it took a little bit longer than he thought that it would. Anyway, we're here now. And it looks like both players are ready to go. I'm just going to verify real quick. And we'll head into the first match of this best of 9 series. Hope you're all ready for a team member fight. They're going to duke it out. These two Starcom players. Vanya and Cass, both very good players. Maybe not the top of the spear, but definitely very close to the top. Both seem ready. I'm going to wish them the best of luck. And a lot of fun as well in this first match. I'm excited for this one, guys. Zerg versus Terran. Always my favorite matchup to cast and to watch as well. Which, you know what? Is to our benefit right here, since that's the matchup we are watching. Anyway, hope you're all strapped in, ready for a good amount of StarCraft 2. They both said they are looking forward to this one, and they both really want to give it their best. They say they have close games as well. So, you know what, we're going to trust them that they do. Anyway, here is the first game in the best of 9 series. We have the yellow Zerg player. It is Mr. Vanya from Russia. His opponent, in the red colors, it's the Terran player. His name is Cass. Cass, he is the, he's from Ukraine. And, well, time to meet your team member appropriately. Immediately going for the proxy Rex here is Cass. He, well, I mean, you know what, you might as well, right, if you are gonna play against your team members, then I'm sure they won't mind as much. They probably know you pretty well, and they know that you're capable of this sort of stuff, right? And it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. So, you know what? I'm sure that is what Cass is thinking here as well. And it's actually a double Rex, only 2 Rex, no triple Rex, so not completely all in, just a little smidge. A little bit of a pressure build that you definitely want to have do some damage here. Vanya, on the other hand, getting his spawning pool rather late. And going for the hatchery first, of course. Did we already see... Alright, there we go. Both players now saying that good luck, have fun as well. He's already adding the GG as well. He knows what's coming. Oh, this is pretty nice. Immediately mining out those mineral patches as well, of course. Very, you know what? Just a little tiny thing, but still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. The spawning pool almost about to finish here. But it looks like the Reapers are about to gonna be finishing here at the same time as that spawning pool is. And with this very short pathway towards the Zerg base, could still be a little bit of trouble. Now, this drone is gonna be in trouble. Actually, he sees the 2 SCVs and he's immediately running backwards. That's a good call. 2 bunkers going down. Let's see how many drones Vanya pulls. What is his reaction here? He is going to try to put a spine crawler up onto the creep area here of his natural base. Gonna try his best to kill off the SCVs. Actually gets 1. Should get the other 1 as well. That's a pretty good start here for Mr. Vanya. Vanya doing an absolute wonderful job at the moment. Queens are about to come out as well, and I mean, he killed 2 drones, but he lost 2 SCVs as well. He forced a spine crawler. The spine crawler did still finish. I wouldn't actually have hated it if he cancelled the spine crawler, just because of how incredibly well he just it just started out for him, killing off those SCVs, both SCVs actually. And then the bunkers also, of course, being cancelled. Now, Vanya should be able to hold this off rather nicely and can just continue to drone from this situation. Doesn't look like he will, though. He's still making more Zerglings. You know what? I don't blame him. You don't want to have that situation where you're like, alright, time for me to make my drones, and then suddenly it turns out that it was a triple Rex instead of like a 2 Rex or single Rex. I don't know, it must be a 2 or 3 Rex here, but yeah, of course, it still could always backfire. So still more Zerglings are being created here just to be safe. And Cars behind this doing the, well, the thing that Terrans do, I suppose. It's the double expand right afterwards. And now flying his barracks back already across the map here. Gonna try his best to get those home safely, as he is making the factory back at home. Now, the Zerglings do scout out that it's safe again. Vanya going for his third base as well. I'm gonna be popping that one down here, and Vanya is gonna be able to scout out here the, well, at least he should see both of these command centers, right? He should do. There's nothing here to shoot down this Overlord. And there's not gonna be anything here for a while, actually, until those barracks come back. Or if this factory cancels the reactor and then goes into an attack lab. So he can get a, oh my dear lord. That almost, oh my god. Alright, he kills off a couple of Reapers in the middle of the map here. That's pretty good too. But yeah, the Overlord should be absolutely fine. Is the main thing. Might be seeing a Viking here. No, actually, straight up going for the tech lab. And Vanya allowed to be, you know, allowed to be seeing this. I mean, it's pretty nice of Mr. Cast here. Losing more Reapers in the middle of the map, though. So his scouting potential is pretty much out the window now until those Hellions try to get some more map control again. But yeah, guys, I'm kind of wondering what he's going to do. Is he going to try to do just Hellions and Battlecruisers? Is he going to go for a timing attack with this? Or is he just going to try to keep his 3 bases safe? I mean, as long as you have those Battlecruisers, you might as well try to do some damage with it, right? The Hellions, on the other hand, you always need to keep a couple of Hellions at home. Especially against these number of links that Vanya has been creating. Vanya actually going for a 4th base here as well. Deciding, you know what, you're gonna be greedy. I'm gonna be greedy too. And things kind of stabilized again for now. Cars, I mean, he is still behind a little bit on the worker count, right? Let's take a look overall at the income advantage. It's not that big, right? Of course. But as soon as that 4th base is finished up, I'm expecting to see a lot of drones being moved over there. And that's when we might see a little bit of a differential coming in here for Vanya again. But of course, those 3 quick orbital command centers are going to have a lot of mules to equalize that income advantage. Nice little bit of creep spreading going on as well. Vanya actually really on top of this. And Cars making his wall, getting his 3rd base established. There's the first battlecruiser. Gonna zoom right in. Gonna straight up go for this. Vanya already having the Spire on the way. It only just started though. These queens should be more than enough to deal away with the battlecruiser. I mean, there's 3 queens and they all pretty much have energy for transfuses, so should be okay. There's spore crawlers in every base as well. Not really a single drone has died yet to this battlecruiser. I think maybe 2. Did 2 die? I don't think so. Maybe it's been an Overlord or a Queen. I don't know for sure. I'm not seeing them die here though. The Hellions at the same time trying to do some damage as well. I think that is the more likely place where damage is being taken. Oh my god, a beautiful surround here coming in. Bangley's hitting them up as well. That's the death of the Hellion right then and there. Not much else Cass can do about that one. Cass now trying his hardest to keep this battlecruiser alive. 6 kills on this battlecruiser right now. This is what might keep him in the game, as long as he keeps that alive. Otherwise, things might actually start to snowball here. These Lings, realizing that there is already a wall of... I'm not sure if Vanya expected that one to already be made. But yeah, very, very quick there from Cast, making sure that Zerglings do not get in there. 2nd battlecruiser on the field now as well. Just helping out, cleaning up a couple of overseers, overlords, what you want. You can kill it as a battlecruiser because you know what, you are a battlecruiser after all. As long as it's in your vicinity and it's not a corruptor or 25 of them. You should be okay. There are 5 Corruptors on the field, though. That's a good start. 5 more as well on the way. Now we are seeing the Hellion or the Cyclone upgrades coming out. That is gonna be the way to kind of counteract those Corruptors, of course. As Kaz is just slowly but surely trying to macro up a force capable of beating up a force that Vanya can assemble right now. Although I have to say, Vanya already going up to the hive tech here, going up to 5 bases as well. And honestly, it feels like it wasn't much of a barracks rush at all anymore. The worker count's pretty much equalized here as well. Vanya playing a very, you know what, overall not that high a drone count. Sometimes you see Zergs go up to 90 drones, sometimes 80. Well, I think I'm more of an 80 kind of drone count guy, but this lower style, you know what, you have more army supply overall and you will be able to make more Corruptors. Fighting is just going to be a little bit easier. You don't have to worry too much about recreating your army as quickly as possible. Just a smidge though, of course. Those things are still very important. The Cyclones here trying to hunt down a couple of Corruptors on the left side. Doesn't look like they will be able to catch much. And actually, Vanya now coming in with Banelings Roaches as well. Gonna try to cut off this force of Kaz here. That's now out on the middle of the map. And the battlecruisers are, you know what, this is a pretty smart move. He did see the Corruptors on the other side, but, oh my dear lord, he loses his entire battle mech army. The battlecruisers as well here. Right, reasonable Yamato cannons are now flying back towards the planetary fortress. Well, teleporting back, of course, as it goes. Okay. I mean, Greater Spire is on the way here. That's going to help out immensely against those siege tanks. And Kaz, he might have to think about going already into the Thor technology here. But we're still seeing siege tank. We're still seeing battlecruisers mostly being created here. Now, battlecruisers, of course, still a very strong unit. Very capable of trading out efficiently. But it's still very difficult, especially when you already teleported most of your battlecruisers away. And it takes up a lot of attention, of course, as well. Let's see if Kaz manages to do so. It's now moving out again. He's still on full base as well, against now the upcoming 6 bases. Alright, actually upcoming 5 for Kaz as well. That's good. He needs to make a planetary fortress here on the 9 o'clock location. As Vanya is just looking around, skirting around the edges, trying to find other expansions here. Both players kind of realizing that the defensive capabilities of the opponent right now is just too much to be dealt with. And both of them just trying to slowly but surely find weaknesses instead of just going head in first into some crazy base trade scenario. Looks like that's kind of the idea here. Alright, this is a nice move, but kind of both players. Although probably still a little bit more damage is going to be taken by Kaz here as his command center. Actually, no. It's safe again because the battlecruisers teleported backwards. Alright. Yeah, both players being very, very careful here. Don't want to overcommit into a fight where they do not belong. And then just regret it for the rest of this best of 9 series. Second Spire on the way here by Vanya. That's interesting too. Getting this one up and rolling as he is going in with a lot of Corruptors here. Corruptor pooping all over those command centers. Not really killing off anything, but already applying some pressure. And now the battlecruisers trying their best. Oh my god, a couple of Yamato cannons. They do manage to finish off here. Vanya just barely didn't have the Corruptor counts to truly one-shot those battlecruisers. Oh, nice, good. Ravager Biles dropping down as well, though. The Broodlords dishing out a lot of damage, and it looks like this might be it for Kaz, actually. Oh, boy. He keeps getting hit by the Ravager Biles. And losing a lot of his economy here. All the battle cruisers are going down. Actually, I feel like he may have had a good opportunity there to trade against those corruptors with the battle cruisers. If not for those piles, he may have been okay. And then, of course, he would have been able to clean up. He just shot his own officer. Then he would have been able to clean up the rest of the army here using those Broodlords. The battle cruisers. The Broodlords wouldn't be able to really retreat here in this situation because they are, of course, the slowest unit in the game. Or one of, except for the Queen of Creep, of course. Famously known for being even slower. Although, I mean, the Creep is not that far away, right? It should still be kind of normal for a Queen to get over there. We even saw a couple of Queens joining in there. Now, Vanya must be feeling really good about this match so far, right? He did manage to kill off another base. He managed to pretty much reset the entirety of the battlecruiser count. And now he has more than enough corruptors again to move forwards as he's going in with a lot of roaches and a lot of ravages once more into the main base. Doing even more damage. Once again, denying mining on that fourth base. And coming in with the corruptors now as well to help deal with those battlecruisers. Actually retreating again. And that is probably a good move here. A smart move indeed. As long as he just remaxes here over and over again, he should be good. It's truly up to Cars right now to try and find a way to get the attention back on the other side of the map. Try and find a way to deal damage to the Zerg economy here, so trading once again becomes favorable for him if they do trade out equally. But it doesn't look like that is gonna be happening here. Great Biles right on top of the tanks, more than enough corruptors and ravages here. And this might be the final moment as the Broodlords kill off the planetary fortress. The battle cruisers teleporting away just a smidge backwards. And Vanya taking the first game quite decisively versus Cars. Now we do have to remember though, of course, that Cars did try to do the double proxy barracks at the start there and didn't manage to do anything, right? Even with the two bunkers, didn't really work out for him. So that means we're gonna be watching a second game, and the map choice will be for Cars. Just gonna give him the heads up that it is his map choice right now. Also, guys, great events like these would not be possible without sponsors. We have two amazing sponsors. Let's talk about at least one of them right here, right now. We have GameStop. GameStop.com is pretty much the best destination for any esports needs. If you want to have a little bit more of an edge in your competitive gaming, then you should check out the top quality headsets, controllers, mice and keyboards that can enhance your competitive advantage. Go check them out at gamestop.com/high-performance. Alright, Disco Bloodbath has been the pick here for Cars. There we go. Make myself a referee again, and they should be good. Alright, game number 2 will be on Disco Bloodbath, a truly favored map by the Terran. I don't think it's completely favored for Terran, but you know what, all these pro Terrans are picking it, so you know what, it probably is. And I think it does have to do with the shorter rush distance overall. It's a smaller map, easier to do pushes across the map, and yeah. What else? What else? I mean, horizontally, it's still a pretty long map, right? So if you have a Zerg expanding somewhere towards the right side of the map and then to the left side of the map, it's still pretty good. Oh, also, guys, we have before I forget, we have a Maturino code. The Maturino code can be found just above the chat window. There's a link and there is a code you can copy. If you want to help out these players, get a little bit more money for these games that they are showing us today, then we would very much appreciate it. And you have the opportunity to do so without it costing you anything at all. So why not just help a fellow gamer out? and show your appreciation for the games as well. Game number 2 in this best of 9 series. We are seeing the two Starcom players compete against one another. These are teammates, and they practice a lot against one another, so who knows, maybe we're gonna see a couple of mind games as well that I'm just completely gonna be oblivious to, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, in the bottom right side of the map, that's kind of the 4 o'clock location. It's the red Zerg. It's Vanya, the Russian Zerg here, up 1-0 against his opponent in the orange color. You'd think he's Dutch, but he's Ukrainian. Actually, there's another country, right, that uses orange as their national color. I'm not sure if it's Ukraine, but who knows. Anyway, it's just a little bit of Dutchiness coming through here from me, personally, you know. Make it a little bit more personal of a cast. Anyway, it's the Ukrainian Terran player. It is Kaz. Kaz actually not in the in-game team over here. I'm not sure what that is about. Could be... Nah, you know what? Maybe he just didn't want to. Maybe he just doesn't... I don't know why. I'm not going to talk about that, actually. That could be any reason. Maybe they still got to invite him. Who knows? Anyway. Apparently there's an emergency coming along as well. A medevac making its way across the road here. Trying to get to Kaz's base and help him out a little bit, because he can use it for sure against this beast of an opponent. One Reaper now gonna try to make his way inside, but there's already Lynx just waiting there on top of the ridge. You know what? We would have had more success with the regular Reaper route, but that's what I mean, guys. These guys probably know each other pretty well. And it looks like Vanya anticipated the Reaper movements here. Even though it went the pretty much the opposite way of what you would normally do with a Reaper. Vanya's still managing to find it, and who knows why he went there, right? It might be a thing because Vanya mostly puts his tech up into the natural, more likely, or who knows? That could be a thing, right? It could be. I mean, there's not much to really see here. It would be nice to get a glimpse of the drone count overall for the Reaper. But he's really not going to get anything here. Just getting denied with the scouting. And gonna put his Reaper over here and wait for another go later on. Keep the potential scout alive. And going for a Viking to deny the scouting of his opponent here as well. We're not seeing Battlecruiser opening this time. We are seeing the Hellions. So far, there's no fusion core on the way. Which is really nice. Did he just... Oh boy. That's the jitters. He's having the jitters, guys. He's panicking. Missing the barracks next to the tech lab. let's not draw too much attention to it. Let's just continue with something else. The Overlord died. That's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. Actually, Vanya supply blocked here for a little bit. Well, maybe not too long. Just a smidge there. Although that Overlord was in the main base of Kaz for a while, you wouldn't expect to really for there a supply block to take place, but it still happened. Let's take a look at what he actually saw. He did see the tech lab being finished on top of that barracks. That could, you know, it could be anything really. You wouldn't truly expect suddenly for Banshees to make their appearance here. The Hellions, though, on the other hand, are doing a pretty good job here, killing off most of the Zerglings and now going to town on top of some drones. Only 4 drones being found so far. But, you know what, 7, alright, 9 Zerglings as well. I don't know if that was completely worth it. Oh, that was nice, actually, trying to run by here with those Zerglings. But once again, Kaz truly on top of creating that secondary wall and not allowing anything to get inside here. Hellions back home again, trying their best to force those Zerglings further out, so just to make it easier for that third base, of course, to move across the map here. Now, the first Banshee is making his appearance. Cloak is done as well. And there's a spore crawler here. That is very unfortunate. Oh, there's spore crawlers in these other bases. Yes, there's one over here. And there's one over here as well. Alright. I mean, that just sometimes happens. Oh, I mean, making even spore crawlers in the middle of the map now. And an overseer has joined in as well. A banshee falls to the ground. Very unfortunate. Now, the Nidus one coming out for Vanya here. There's not that much that can truly scout inside the main base of the Terran player here, but I mean, still, this Nidus worm in the third base location, or the potential third base location, still could do quite a bit of harassment and make it very easy for those roaches and zerglings to retreat here. Of course, doesn't want to lose these zerglings, alright, sending out one zergling backwards, just trying to get a glimpse of what the army count is for his Terran opponent here. The siege tank actually moving out here into the third base location forecast. That might start to backfire with this massive roach attack now coming in. Zerglings already right on top of that siege tank. Yup, that is not meant to be alive anymore. Getting only 2 shots. And an overseer now as well coming into the main base. There is a siege tank here. Gonna try to deny it. Actually moving it backwards. Sieging up. But that's too many roaches and too many queens. The roaches might be able to get right on top of that siege tank as well. And yes, they do. Vanya absolutely making sure that Kars doesn't have a chance with this one. Holy moly. I think Kars is actually going to lose on both sides here. After losing that siege tank, especially for pretty much free in the third base, which was very unfortunate, of course. Trying his best to get another siege tank siege up, but GG is called. Vanya going up 2-0 right now. And, well, on a tear so far. Maybe Kars still needs to warm up a little bit. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe getting a little bit worried here myself as well. For my Terran brother. From another and everything. Okay. I mean... Trying to come up with other things that he could have done, right? And I think it was just scouting that there was that many roaches, right? Just scouting that there were so many roaches, that there was a Nidus worm on the way. And then having your siege tank in just a slightly better position there. So you are able to kind of pull out your forces. Go Winter's Gate, alright. Don't get that one asked that many times. But alright. Winter's Gate it is. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Winter's Gate is a lovely map, in my opinion. One of my more favorite maps to cast. And, well... I mean, maybe I finally found a Terran player who agrees. Maybe. Who knows? That would be lovely. Actually, I'm seeing more Terran players being like, you know what, it's a pretty good map for Terran. Just because of the slow zones, it helps out your siege tanks quite nicely. Makes it a lot more difficult for Lynx and Roaches to move on top of those siege tanks. Gives you a little bit extra time. Also, of course, a Widow Mine in that situation is very difficult to run away from it in time as well. Just because of how slow your units are in those bubbly fields of green goo. The hair gel that is alive and well on the map anyway. Right, now we are looking at game number 3 between these two players. We have the orange Terran player hailing from the Ukraine and Team Starcom. It is Kars. His opponent so far truly seeming a little bit superior here. Maybe a little bit dominant. I mean, he is almost 10 years younger than Kars, so it might just be the quick, nimble fingers still working very well for Vanya here. But you know what? I already spoiled the beans. It's the Red Zerg player. It's Vanya. A Russian player. And, you know what, maybe that second game was just a little bit of karma for that proxy 2 rags that Kars did attempt to do in game number 1. Vanya returning the favor. Showing like, oh, you wanna cheese me? Well, you know what? I can cheese too. I can cheese too. And you know what? I'm gonna not do it off of one base as well. You like them apples? And it worked absolutely splendidly, honestly. Even with the Banshees and the siege tanks being created by Cars just didn't have a chance. Alright. Was the angry siege tank retaliating a little bit towards my comments? Not sure if you guys can hear that one. Anyway. There's an angry car outside. But let's take a look at this game. So far, standard macro openings from both players. So far, nothing too crazy. Actually, those links are out a little bit early, aren't they? Is this a... Wait, were those links? No, they're still drones. Alright, so no, it's absolutely perfectly fine. I didn't miss anything here. Regular macro openings. This Marine might be able to get a Overlord there. As the Reaper as well. Gonna have to double micro here. The Marine and the Reaper at the same time. The Overlord does seem like he managed to get to that high ground position. Still might be something that is gonna get taken down later on at some point. As long as that Marine pays attention to his duty and his job for king and country. And we'll try to hold the watch. Nice little micro here from Vanya as well as from Cars, of course. Oh boy, that is gonna be rough. Well, never mind. I guess he did scout the amount of links, maybe? Oh, yeah, well, I mean, he did get a good look around in the main base. I'm not sure if he saw anything really interesting there. Maybe he saw something that I didn't see, but I guess the workers off of the gas, right? So most likely you do expect a Zerg player to continue to drone afterwards, right? Because otherwise they would more likely be to keep making or mining the gas as to get either roaches or banelings or whatever. And then again, did he even see the gas in the natural base? Actually, he didn't see this one, so you know what? Still a little bit of an opportunity there to misread his opponent, but should be feeling pretty comfortable that the Zerg is droning for now. Baneling nest on the way. And a couple of Hellions now moving across the map. Let's see how many creep tumors they can burn. Or, you know what, maybe potentially a couple of drones too. It's just what they do. That's what they were born to do. Born to burn little tiny larvae. Kind of wanted to call drones larvae as well. I mean, just to kind of freak people out in a way, right? Kind of to disgust people. I think that would be funny, but you know what? Zerg already disgusts a lot of people anyway, right? They don't need my help to do so. Alright, Hellions trying their utmost best to try and find some creep tumors here. Ooh, just barely out of range of that one. I'm not even sure if they would have gotten it, but maybe. Maybe. So far, Viking clearing out a couple of overlords here. There is a Ling actually scouting around on this third base, so Vanya having the complete sense on when or if Cast is actually going to take that third base. And as we are looking at his main base, I mean, Cast does have double upgrades here. He has triple Rex as well, so I'm kind of expecting him to do a push, but I don't see this very often with the double engineering bay combined. So I'm kind of curious. If he is going to move out, it's probably going to be as soon as he gets those medevacs. Did he even get combat shield? He did get stim, so a potential move out is still possible. But, right, there is the combat shield. You know what, it might still actually come out in time. Combat shield, a very quick upgrade to get. Makes a lot of sense to get that one a little bit later perhaps, and then invest into an armor upgrade instead. As Vanya actually also going for double upgrades quite quickly here. Relatively, probably not as quickly, but still pretty quick. Ooh, I'm not sure if that overseer got a glimpse on that medevac moving out there. He very well may have. It did get taken down rather quickly by those Marines. And you know what? I think that he did. Zerglings moving in right here. Realizing maybe perhaps that there's a couple of Marines missing in the main base here of Kars, and there should be more. And look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Completely surrounding the army of Kars before it even drops. And managing to force that backwards again. Kars now gonna drop here on the low grounds. Try to get some, you know what, less significant damage. Still reasonable. Now, Vanya already getting, well, pretty much halfway up to his fourth base here. Now, Kars did manage to get his own third base, but still, I'm a little bit worried, just macro-wise, that he might start falling behind here a little bit. The Banelings, ooh, not trading that efficiently against the Halberds. Neither do the Lings, but let's take a look overall. Yeah, just ever slightly behind for Vanya here, but you know what, that's absolutely fine. As a Zerg player, you should be able to deal with that rather nicely. Good bit of creep cleaning up here. Terran truly the janitor of the map when it comes to playing TVZ. Trying to clean up all that Zerg vomit all across the floor. +2/+2 for both players also coming out. Kars will be having a slight moment where his +2/+2 is ready and Vanya's is not. I mean, that's gonna delay as well, of course, for Vanya the +3/+3, which might be a more significant time for Kars here. +3/+3 for Marines, specifically, of course, a very significant one. Oh my dear God, please target the Baneling. Oh, that was very rough. Losing quite a significant portion of Marines there. Gonna make it more difficult to maybe hold on to some sort of Baneling Zergling aggression that's coming in. I don't think he should. I mean, all he has to do, Vanya that is just deny the fourth base here now, right? That's pretty much everything he has to do. And maybe if Kars does move out, just move in with all these links over here. That should be absolutely stellar maneuvering, and I feel like that's exactly what he's gonna do here. Or is he gonna go for the surround? That's also a possibility, of course. Maybe he's trying to come up with the idea as well himself. Looks like he's already setting up a surround here. Maybe two? No, just sending in half his forces now. The Baneling's coming down. I mean, that's a pretty good spot to try and connect, right? If the Terran tries to move down with those Marines off the ramp, that is a good moment to try and do something. But look at that, that's a lot of links now moving into the main base, into the third base as well. Doing a lot of economic damage here. Oh my dear lord, the supply depot wasn't pulled upwards yet. And now that might be quite a pain here for Kars as his entire forces are moving backwards. Oh my dear lord, that was a clutch pickup there. And now the Banelings are coming in again as well from the front. Rolling forwards, a lot of SCVs are dying, and this might be very well the end of Kars with none of his siege tanks anywhere in siege mode. And Vanya just jumping on the opportunity here. Kars needs to try and figure something out. He is being absolutely shredded here. And you know what? No one likes to see that happen, of course, when we are watching a best of 9 series. You know, of course, we still have the potential for a comeback here, but Kars definitely, I don't know if it's just him trying to warm up still a little bit, or if something else is happening. Who knows, who knows. Anyway, guys, of course, let's take a quick brief moment as well to give a massive shout out to one of our wonderful sponsors. It is 24 Hour Fitness, who for over 24 hours, no, for over 30 years have been dedicated to helping people achieve their fitness goals and dreams. They have 436 locations nationwide. And are doing an absolute banger of a job getting everybody into their dream bodies. Anyway, so 24-hour fitness will help you accomplish any fitness that you desire. So, guys, if you like StarCraft 2, if you like fitness, then go check him out. Maybe if you just like StarCraft 2 and you need to do fitness, maybe go check him out too. That could be a good call. Anyway, also, oh, of course, we have the, before I forget again, the Matcherino. If you go to the website, I don't know if anyone is unfamiliar with it, but there is a link, right, just above the chat box. I'm pointing upwards, but it's there, somewhere there. Yeah, if you go over that, just click on the link, or maybe just copy the link into your browser, and then copy the code as well. I think it's APS114 for Alpha Pro Series 114. And yeah, all you gotta do is kind of click on the button to sign in with your Twitch account, Battle.net account, YouTube account, I think Twitter or Facebook account or something like that, maybe YouTube. Anything you want to sign up with, maybe that you already have on auto sign in on your browser. And you should be able to fill in the coupon code. Once you have done that, you will be able to give these players just a smidge extra money for all their troubles. And you know what? You'd be helping out Alpha X2. We would very much appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for all the support you guys show us every time. It truly helps out. Anyway, let's jump into this fourth game. And, well, we are looking at the orange Terran in the top left side of the map. Picking another map here. His back is up against the wall. He needs to find a way to turn things around. It's the orange Terran player from the Ukraine. It's Kars. Now, his opponent, looking ever so dominant. It's his teammate. It's his team member. They are rivals on the ladder. They often find each other and, you know what, take wins back and forth here. It's the Russian red Zerg player. His name is Vanya. He's a younger player than Kars. Maybe he just found his way as Kars. It's maybe deteriorating a little bit. At least in this series, it's not going well for him. It is not going well for him so far. He needs to find his rhythm, his tempo. Looks like he is going to do the same thing again, right? He's got the Reaper out on the map. The Reaper this time is, once again, it's just going to be forced backwards by this marvelous link control here. Oh, almost hitting a good mine, though. That would have been pretty nice. A good start. The Reaper trying his best to kill off, well, getting one link. Bruising up the other ones pretty nicely as well. Might be able to get something done in the main base. There he goes. Off to Zerg Land Adventure. Oh, actually, coming around this side now. Needs to be careful. There's queens coming from both sides. That's a queen sandwich right there. Oh, my dear lord. Please be careful with that Reaper. Oh, my dear lord. Alright. We need to keep that alive. So that we do, in fact, keep our aggression levels upwards. And keep things for the Zerg on their tippy toes. Now, so far, alright. Yeah, Kars, I wanted to mention, only went battlecruisers once so far in this best of 9 series. Now again, in game number 4, 2 out of 4 games, he's going again for the battlecruisers here. This time, not off the back foot of a proxy field Rex. And it's gonna have a little bit of a bigger chance of succession here. Alright, there we see the fake out with the cloak. But Vanya might still be able to scout. Oh, yep. He saw it. He still saw the fusion core being created there as well. So even the fake out not being worth it. And then again, it's a very similar response for the Zerg as well, right? Maybe you build a little bit less of queens. Maybe you don't go into the spy attack as quickly. against battle cruisers. You're just gonna get the spores, right? And then just 1 queen per base should be enough. But against the battle cruisers, of course, you want to have at least 2, preferably 3 queens in locations that might have a battle cruiser suddenly pop up. And then in the middle base, you can get away with 1 queen, of course, as well. Get the other queens from the bases moving back and forth there. Anyway, we are still seeing Hellions and battlecruisers. They are still going to be out on the map. Still a very real potential for damage to be dealt here for cars. So far, Vanya proving himself pretty much airtight with his defenses. Forcing cars backwards over and over again. Really not letting much happen here. Oh my dear lord. Cars, please don't get surrounded by his lings here with those Hellions. Those Hellions are very valuable. And it looks like, my dear lord, alright, yep, those Hellions, they are dead as the dodo. I have a friend named Dodo, actually. It's an internet friend, but he is still alive, luckily. I don't know why I went so grim with that one. I just wanted to mention, I still know 1 Dodo that's not dead, but I mean those Hellions there are still as dead as the Dodo, as they say. Making expressions weird and awkward ever since I started casting anyway. Battlecruiser as well. He got 8 kills. Let's take a look at how many workers. Alright, that's 8 worker kills. That's pretty good. It's a shame that he lost all those Hellions though as well. I mean, the 8 worker kills is still significant, right? Even for the 4 Hellions. If you traded 4 Hellions for 8 workers, that would have been a win. Oh my dear lord, please. Oh my god, there's no teleports on that battlecruiser. 4 queens just jumping out of nowhere, killing off the first battlecruiser here. And that's gonna make things a lot easier once again for Vanya now, that he only has to deal with a singular battlecruiser at the same time. And now, after dealing with the first one, he's gonna have more queens, he's gonna have more resources. The Spire is closer to being finished. It's gonna be overall easier for him to start dealing with this. Nice Yamato cannon right on top of that queen. Oh dear lord, alright. Is gonna start moving away again with this battlecruiser. Nice transfuses coming out though from Vanya as well. Gotta commend him on that one. Doing a marvelous job with those. Infernal Pre-Igniter on the way here as well. Once again, we are seeing mech come out for cars, which is pretty much the standard follow-up, of course, off of the battlecruisers. Siege tanks as well, gonna be incorporated here. We aren't seeing any Cyclones this time, which has me a little bit worried. Maybe Cast didn't see any Spire yet, and no, he has not. So maybe he's feeling a little bit safer against this than he should, as he didn't get the Cyclone upgrade, nor did he get any Cyclones as well. Losing another battle cruiser here now. 2 battle cruisers going down for the price of 11 drones. I mean, he's ahead in the worker count, right? That's pretty massive. But he's still behind on 1 base, and Vanya still, I mean, he's not being slowed down that much. He's still got a good amount of Corruptors, still has a good, healthy amount of bases, and yeah, overall, I don't know. His technology also, like, it's not that slowed down. He's already getting Hive Tag. As there are Ling run-bys occurring here on the main, or the 3rd base of Kaz. Kaz trying to do some harassment of his own with using those Hellions. With the Hellions being met with a bunch of roaches. Don't see this every day. Hellions fighting roaches, but you know what? I mean, if you have this amount, you might as well. And there were only 4 roaches there. Should be absolutely fine. Greater Spire already on the way. Below sub 9 minutes. Greater Spire being started here. That is a Zerg that feels very, very comfortable in this match right now. Oh dear lord. Cars, you blocked in a mule here. Oh no, never mind. I'm a doofus. I thought it was blocked in here. behind him. That would have been crazy. Crazy! Right. Cars. All he's being able to do right now is cleaning out that creep. He does have battle mech though now. He does want to try and find those battles as much as possible, as often as possible as well. Keep trading against those roaches, against those ravagers, and Baneling as well. And hopefully trade favorably. Excusez-moi. As things are not looking all too good right now. I mean, now he is trying his best to get that trading going, as he's securing his 4th and 5th base. Still at the same time as Vanya is securing his 4th and 5th base. Well, I guess more so his 5th base. I guess Vanya should be able to go up to the 6th base as well, though, if he does so desire to do that exact thing. A bit of a scuffle here. I'm kind of expecting Vanya to pull backwards again. There we go. Right, and this is what we need to be seeing coming out from Cars. I mean, he is a little bit on the ropes here. Oh, he's getting Liberator range upgrade here, and he's transitioning into Liberators. He is not expecting those Broodlords, and there they are. Alright, now he is expecting them. Just because he did see them, and this is going to be very difficult immediately. Starting up Viking production, making more Cyclones here. Actually, no, creating a Liberator, cancelling the Viking here and going for a Liberator instead. That is quite interesting. Also starting up Thor production here. He needs to make something happen. These Cyclones, they need to lock onto the Broodlords to still keep him in here. This is quite a hefty force coming out, but that's a lot of Cyclones as well. The Cyclones might still be able to clean up the Broodlords here. Coming in, oh, it's very close. Needs to dodge the Ravager Biles. Banelings as well, being tanked by the Hellions. They're not too shabby. But this engagement angle for Vanya makes it ever so difficult for those Cyclones to get on top. Also, now that the Hellions and Hellbats are kind of gone, there's not much of a buffer area anymore against those Broodlings, and it becomes even more difficult for the Cyclones to lock onto those Broodlords. So this base for Cars has to lift up and move backwards. As the Broodlords now moving out on the other side. Cars is trying to take the initiative on the other side of the map, using the Cyclone and Hellion mobility here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. That's a lot of Lings, and I think that's only one Hellion still in that force over here, which has just been cleaned up. Alright, the Broodlords now coming through. There's some Thors available, but the Thors are shooting the Broodlings right now. Right, there we go. There's not many Corruptors here against the Vikings either. But, oh my dear lord, this is looking very, very rough for our Terran player here, who might be going down 4-0 right here. And he's gonna have the ultimate challenge that you can have in the best of 9 series, where he will have to fight against his opponent 5 times in a row. Not drop a single map. That is quite the task, especially after already losing 4 maps in a row here. Vanya, having secured his side of the map, now looking to put pressure on all the mining bases that are left here for Cars. And you know what, sometimes you'd say that you have to keep your forces together, but I mean, Vanya, he can pretty much do most of the things that he wants to right now. He's starting to get kind of a bank, although, you know what, actually there's a lot of Hellions here. Not that many Corruptors still. I mean, he cleaned up the Broodlords. If Cars can actually manage to get across the map as soon as possible, before Vanya actually manages to remake this army, he might be able to do some damage, but he needs to be quick, and he needs to do that damage very quickly. That's a lot of Banelings though coming out. Those Banelings are meant to blow up this planetary fortress. 2 bases for Cars being out of business for a while there. A couple of Hellions are going to run into this Ravager force. Should be getting a heads up that this is coming his way. And you know what, Cars is still staying on his side of the map. That is, I mean, the Hellions actually, 9 drone kills so far, 11 drone kills. That's not too shabby. A good start that Cars desperately needs Thought he was already out of this, but maybe there's a smidge of a chance that he might be able to do something here. Oh my god, Vanya though, a brilliant maneuver using the Corruptor Biles right on top of the 12 o'clock location as he is moving in with a lot of banelings right here onto the SCV line on the other side. And that might be getting a little bit too close. Ooh, nice micro from Kaz. But still losing the planetary fortress, losing 14 workers as well. Not what you want to have happen at all as the Terran player in this situation, of course. Well, pretty much any situation. Couple of aliens trying the best to get close to the drones again. 2 drones only getting killed off here. Once again, not the greatest of moments for Kaz here. Who's still trying his best to hold on to what he has right now. What he has is, well, about 2.5 bases that are mining. The main base is completely mined out. He has Liberators that might be able to help out with the ranged. Oh, that Liberator was too close to the siege tank. Refugee Biles managing to get both of them. And Vanya, look at that. He's expecting Kaz to have another base in the top right. And he's very happy when he sees that there's nothing there. Going into the natural base now with just a couple of Zerglings. And forcing so many reactions coming out of Kaz here. As his entire forces are moving back. This is allowing Vanya to, you know what, slowly but surely keep making more stuff at home. Keep sending his drones to all the bases they need to go. As he is now comfortably in 6 bases against the full base economy of Kaz, which mostly has been mined out as we said before. Oh, Vanya killing off another command center here. Nice cancel in time. And the Biles are being so incredibly efficient against these Liberators. It is a true horror for any Terran player to be watching this. Brute Lords are being recreated, getting ready for another big push now. I'm not sure if that is the right call. There is a lot of Hellions, and there's a lot of Vikings here right now that are looking to be fighting against that exact army. And you know what? That's the exact army that Vanya is giving to him. I mean, one really bad fight again coming out of Vanya here. I mean, he is losing a lot of workers again. Once more, 26 workers going down due to these Hellion run-bys. So Kaz definitely finding ways to keep himself into this game. But this big push that is coming out with using the Brute Lords, that is what is gonna make or break this game for both these players. Roaches though as well, once again relentless doing damage here. And has kind of an interesting base. It's more so in the middle area here for Kaz. Now trying to get this middle base. Trying his best as he did lose another 11 workers. Now of course it's easier for the Terran player to lose a couple of workers because of the mules, right? It's a little bit easier. So easier to forgive Terrans losing those workers, but then again it's easier to remake drones as well for the Zerg player here, who is going up to the ultimate of late game compositions. He's getting out the Infestors. He has a lot of Corruptors, a lot of Brute Lords. All he is missing is the Viper, truly. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't mind Ultralisk. But then again, with all these Cyclones, it might become very difficult, of course, to keep them down. But then, with the Infestors, that should not be too much of a hassle. Alright, there we go. 2 nice fungals coming down. Gonna allow Vanya to clean up a couple of those. And now, oh my god, massive volleys coming down from the sky. Brute Lords flanking the Cyclones. How often do you get Brute Lords to flank around? That is some good positioning coming out of Vanya here. And now moving forwards towards this planetary fortress. This is a base that Kaz cannot afford to lose. That's a lot of Liberators though, actually. And Vikings too. Oh my dear lord. Vanya suddenly realizing that he has to split. And like we said, this army of Kaz is absolutely meant to clean up the air army here from Vanya, and you know what? So far it's doing pretty good. He is still going to lose the planetary fortress though, is he? Oh my god, it survives! Okay, well that is a very nice job there. The planetary fortress survived. 6 workers did get killed. And that was a massive army actually that did go down. Again, once more, Kaz managing to hold on just slightly. He's still behind on army supply, but he did have an army that was absolutely just made to destroy the army that Vanya was making as well. Needs to be careful though. Oh my god, massive fungals coming down right on top of the Vikings. I mean, if he had one Viper for a parasitic bomb, all those Vikings would have been dead. But you know what, instead they are all gonna have to retreat, gonna have to go for repairs, and just a couple of them go down due to vials. More Hellion run-bys are trying their best to make them make it across the map here, across no man's land. As roaches and infestors are doing the same thing here on the top right side, going towards a different planetary fortress this time. Maybe they will have more luck in this location. Cyclones coming into the defense though. Infested Terrans being thrown down to zone those Cyclones out, as the roaches and ravages actually do manage to kill off that base. I'm not sure if that was a planetary actually, I was just too excited. Alright, Vikings trying to do a flank here. Trying their best to get those infestors down on their knees, but you know what? I'm not sure if this is enough Terran anymore. Oh my god. Well, maybe. Infested Terrans are being thrown down. It looks like Vanya just barely has enough using those infested Terrans as well. Manages to clean up the Terran force that just ever slightly overextended here. Trying to move and retaliate against that retreating Zerg army. And that's a GG. Kaz managing to hold on for so much longer than I thought that he would in that situation. But yeah, that was a really cool game actually. Oh man, it's just very unfortunate that Kaz is already 4-0 right now in score. I mean, Vanya is ahead of course, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. Yeah, game number 5, and we're already on match points. Kaz needs a little bit of motivation here, guys. I'm not sure if he's feeling it anymore. He already was talking about the GGs, and then we did have to tell him it is the best of 9 again. So, you know what? Maybe some reinvigorated hope coming through now. But maybe we already played most of the maps that he feels comfortable on. He's going for Acropolis. Acropolis. Let's see how he does over here. Of course, guys, remember that these games would not be possible without great sponsors that we have, such as GameStop. GameStop is working with pros from top teams in all sorts of gaming industries going on around the world, such as Call of Duty, Overwatch, PUBG, Fortnite, and even more on the way. They are bringing you the Pro Training Series, which are monthly training video series. And yeah, they do a marvelous job creating all sorts of lovely videos where you get to see the pro insights, and you can check all these videos out at gamestop.com/esports. So if you're interested in any of those videos, guys, make sure to check them out. Give them a little bit of a boost on the website, even if you know what, just want to check out what type of esports are going down there, or if you want to sign up for a tournament yourself, go check them out. Also, Matcherino. Matcherino codes above the chat, please, guys. Help us out, be a pal, and make our day, and give these players just a little bit of extra pocket change, because the prize money does go to both players. It's I think it's like a 70% to 30 split. Don't quote me on that one. That's just what I remember right now. And hopefully I'm correct. Who knows? It's around that ballpark, though, to be fair. But yeah, both players still do get a little bit of money here. And you know what? Everything on Matcherino that we managed to gather up as well, using those free coupon codes that we can use, then you know what? The happier these players are going to be, of course. So please go help out. We would very much appreciate it. Anyway, let's do an introduction for both these players. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the orange Terran player. Right now, in the most desperate of situations that you can find yourself in the best of 9. It's the Starcom player from Ukraine. It's Kaz. And his teammate absolutely dominating so far. It's the red Zerg player from Russia. It is Vanya. Love the sound of the egg of the Zerg just popping, like just. It's a lovely sound, isn't it? Especially at the start, after you say like you do an awesome introduction and then it's just like feels very anticlimactic. But you know what? That's why I like it. It's just a little bit of a. Lovely. Alright, enough of that. Let's take a look at what's happening in the game. Again, once more, we are seeing the standard of standard. The macros of macros openings. If macros was a guy, then he would have his twin brother across the map right here, facing himself. He's looking in the mirror right now. And, ooh, Nelly. Oh, that was close. The Reaper almost got... Oh, no! Oh, my... no. Oh, my dear lord. Alright, well, that's a dead Reaper. That's not a good start. Almost being able to jump on top of that drone and forcing... well, blocking the creation of that spoil crawler there. Of course, if you do manage to get that Reaper inside the body, then, you know what? You're blocking a building from being created. So, almost forcing that to happen there, but actually being punished for it instead. Going on the creep for so long, and those Lings managing to find a good surround in combination with the Queen just poking away from afar. And let's take a look. Are we going to see Stimpack, or are we going to see... It looks like... Alright, yeah, we are. No, wait. Okay. Liberator instead, firstly being built. Cast being a little bit indecisive, it seems, with what kind of build order he's doing. 2 Hellions as well, gonna try to make that way across the map here. Let's see if they manage to do anything. It doesn't look like they will be able to have a good time, since there are 3 Queens on the map and 2 of them are body blocking. And oh my dear lord, these 4 Lings are actually going to be able to do more than those 2 Hellions. That is a very, very sad moment. Again, once more forecast. 2 workers going down in a Marine as well. Oh my dear lord. The one benefit, well, the one... I mean, always try to see the positive, right? He didn't see the Liberator. That is the one thing. The Liberator still going across the map here might still be able to do a little bit of damage, force a little bit of lost mining time, but then again, as we've seen Vanya respond to most things absolutely beautifully, I'm not sure if that's going to be able to do a lot of damage. He needs to use those hounds perfectly to draw away attention, but you know what, actually, it might be too little, it might be too late, because there's a lot of roaches, there's a lot of Lings moving across the map. And you know what, I'm sure Vanya isn't too bothered losing a couple of workers at home, as he's already moving across with Hell's Army across the map here. The Hellions now seeing those roaches, having to make the bunkers. The bunkers are almost done here. This command center might very well get finished off. Oh my dear lord, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. I mean, that's 2 bunkers now. There's biles being thrown down. The command center has to be moved backwards. It looks like the Liberator did get picked off here by the Queen. Unfortunately, oh my god, massive biles, killing 5 workers as well as destroying the bunker here. And the siege tank did manage to get created, but it looks like That was it. That was an absolute stomp from Vanya here. With a beautiful all-in message. Well done by Vanya. And yeah, very unfortunate for Cars, of course. Well played. Overall, it just wasn't his day. It didn't look like he had the stuff that he needed to do. Alright, anyway guys. Sometimes you have those, you know, if it's always close series, then it's gonna lose its edge when they are close series. Sometimes you just have one-sided series. And you know what? I'm sure there were a couple of Zerg fans absolutely loving this one. Maybe especially Vanya fans, seeing him completely devastate his teammate here. And yeah, it's just part of the StarCraft esports, guys. Sometimes you have the best of games. Sometimes you have the one-sided games. It happens. And you know what? It's unfortunate, Cars. I'm not sure what was going on with him today. It didn't look like he managed to really find his groove of things. So it happens. Anyway, I want to shout out 24-Hour Fitness one more time. Of course, if motivation doesn't hit you until late at night, 24-Hour Fitness does have you covered. And you know what? They do support StarCraft 2. And if they support StarCraft 2, then we should support them as well, right? They get a lot of games made possible for us. And we should be very appreciative towards them. And you know what, it's a really good gym as well, right? So if you have the opportunity, if there's a 24-hour fitness in your neighborhood, go check it out if they do on their website. And bring a friend maybe as well, right, for a free fit plan. And you'll be able to join studio classes, pools, cardio equipments, which are all included with your membership. There's all sorts of stuff that I managed to do for you, even personal trainers ready to help out. Also, guys, this is the last moment that we can actually do the, there it is, the Matcherino codes. Please go check it out if you haven't already. It doesn't cost you a thing except for a little brief moment. And, yeah, that's it going, that is it then, going to be it for me today. I'm losing my train of thought already. I'm just, I'm devastated. I mean, it happens. Guys, we can't complain. We saw some great matches, especially on Triton. That was an absolute stellar match. And they can't always be absolute amazing. Thanks to the players for playing, and thanks for you guys for watching. Thanks to Alpha X for letting me cast once again. I always have a blast with these ones. And we hope to see you next time too. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.